Hello, gang. Arthur Sherry with 5 Minute Reading Reasons for Revenge. This is Deandra and Candace's character. Staff meeting. It's Tuesday, time for a 10 a.m. staff meeting. She's thinking about how hard she worked just to get where she is. She's ready for Friday, partying or to get her check or direct deposit and end this nightmare. Deandra looked around the room at each employee, smiling as if they were happy to get out of a warm bed at 6 a.m., sit in 2 hours of traffic, listen to a boss with an arrogant attitude that they hated. She wouldn't be the boss even if she weren't doing the boss or know someone in human resources. Their boss got hired with a high school diploma or GED, quickly moved up in the corporate ladder in 6 weeks, while Deandra sat there smiling. 10 years of service, underpaid and overworked. With a well-earned master's degree, listening to her prick boss give harsh orders, making unnecessary changes and implementing new ideas that she stole from her. It was time for Deandra to make her rounds, trying to administer patients' medications daily. Dee had been bitten, scratched, kicked, and punched by patients one too many times. If she didn't get out, she'd become a part of the hospital's many mental cases. Here comes this lady wiggling down the dim hallway, trying to get loose. She was 5 feet 11 inches tall, long brunette hair, fair skin, shaking her head back and forth, perspiring in the face with all her hair all over her head from having a fit. She was latched tight in her white cotton burlap-looking straitjacket. She ended up at Central State Mental Hospital a year ago because she'd been dating this man for a few years that made her go crazy, literally. She told them she dated him for 10 years and she loved him so much that she would kill herself if he left. Some sports professional, Damon was his name, they thought, is what she said while she was telling them her story back then. She was not about to let him get away. She'd do anything to keep him. She had cuts on her wrist and neck, some prior and some were freshly visible. If this fool thought she was crazy enough to be a patient at State, then they better take her word for it. Whatever she thinks she is, State Mental Hospital better believe it. They admitted her. Excuse me. If they would have let this fool back out the door that day, there's no telling what she would have done. Mrs. Candace Hawthorne was her name, who was Deandra's age. She made sure they didn't mess it up too. Even though this gorgeous woman was greatly disturbed mentally, she was well put together externally and very attractive. She had them to sew her name on her straitjacket. She wanted to make sure that when they put her in her jacket, it was the right one, as if it was a designer jacket. She was cute. She was too cute to be loony. How cliche. Never judge a book by its cover, she thought. Because this was one crazy brawl. At recess, right after lunch, they gathered all the patients into the game room. They played cards, Scrabble, Connect Four, bingo, and marbles. Mrs. Hawthorne put a marble in her mouth, holding it on the side of her jaw. They had to pry her mouth open to get it out before she swallowed it. She swallowed one, it would be small enough where she wouldn't choke. It would soon pass through. She just have to shit it out at her squat. Deandra put on her surgical gloves to help to keep her saliva from running down her hand, and she went in for the rescue. Mrs. Hawthorne, I need you to open your mouth and give me that marble, Deandra demanded. She shook her head profusely back and forth until she finally popped the marble out of her mouth. It flew across the room and hit another patient in the head. Some patients ran into the bathroom to hide, while others covered their faces. One patient wrapped his body in his favorite blanket to keep from getting hit. She bit down maliciously on her hand. Deandra grabbed Miss Hawthorne with her other hand to pull her sharp teeth out of her glove. It went through like a hungry shark. A few blood drippings trickled down her arm. She was used to it. It was nothing major. 2 other employees came over to rescue her. They grabbed Miss Hawthorne by the arms and restrained her on the floor with their knees firmly placed in her back, giving her intravenous medication to calm her down. Then they took her to her padded room as she yelled at the top of her lungs for help. And I'll stop there. Of course, there's much more. This is a great one to read because each person in this particular novel has lots of issues. And it's a lot of revenge going on in this book. So I hope you get it. It's at Amazon.com, and you can pull it up under my name, Sherry D. Story. I hope you squat you a copy, sit down, read it, enjoy it, and give me your reviews afterwards. Thank you.